Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Lost Valley is like this Old West game where you're a prospector and you're looking for that gold, and you would think this would be a game right up my alley. It feels like a sandbox game. You have a number of actions. You can do what you want. You can sell things. You can find things. You're flipping things over. So here's the good. The good is the game looks nice. It's starting to age a little bit, but it's fun. It's got a really cool theme on it of being a prospector, and you really feel like you're going out and prospecting. You really do feel that way. I like the idea of like selling things and upgrading, that little RPG element to it. But where the game falls apart for me is it's very hard to run. So to understand how the game works and what pieces fall through, I mean, you're going to probably play it wrong a couple times. At least we did. And I think it has a runaway leader problem. I think if you get ahead, it's easy to stay ahead, and it's kind of hard to catch up. I think you can totally screw people over based on what you're building and how things are built. There's a little bit of luck to just flipping over those tokens, and then, oh wow, I did better than you because I flipped this over. And I guess it's prospecting. I don't know that it makes for a great game. And in that regards, it was kind of a pass for me. You know, this game became an exercise in frustration to me. And that's what kind of happened. It was like, I was stressed out. I never felt I could catch up. I felt like there was too much randomness in for the time I was spending on the game. And I just felt like I wasn't having fun. All the pieces are there. Everything that I usually like in a game is there. I can't pinpoint and explain why I didn't like it, but I wasn't having fun. And that's what I got to come back and say is like, yes, this has all the pieces of what I would like, but I wasn't enjoying myself. And I tried this game. I tried different editions of this game. And I kept going back to this game because this was something that I was supposed to like and did not. So for me, it's going to be a hard pass. I just couldn't find the fun in this box. Here's Lost Valley by Kronberger Spiel. We're going to take a look. Very beautiful box art. I really like the box art of this bird flying through this valley. You kind of see what's going on. This river is going to be a very important part of the game, and this signifies a lot of what the game is going to be. Inside, I have some new rules I printed out just with some errata and stuff. Here is different languages that you would have. Here is the English rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. And here's a little player aid. Mine got kind of bent inside a little bit. And then I have some more things printed out just to help. Now, these are laminated. I went ahead and laminated these because these were pretty flimsy. These are the player aids, which we'll take a look at in the rules section. They're going to have these player boards that are pretty nice, double-sided, that you would put your stuff depending on what language that you want to be in. Now, the components in this are okay. You're going to get these tiles, and they're kind of tricky sometimes. They're kind of bland looking, that kind of old-timey look to it. You're going to get a number of chits, these little small things with the gold nuggets on it. And everything in here, the little things that you buy are all these little chits. They're fine, you know, nothing to write home about. This is the first edition, so a little bit older. You got your little people, these are wooden, you got 6-sided dice. Nothing too great here. You can tell that the box is much bigger than it needed to be in here. This could have all been put in a much smaller box. But these tiles are fairly nice. This is the one that you'll be starting out with when you're building the river. It's got some printing on the double-sided, but this is kind of what you'd be building off of. And this is fairly nice. So what you get is fine. Box is a tad too big, but what you get in here is sufficient. So here are the rules for Lost Valley. Very small rule book, a little square thing you're going to have here. The contents with no pictures, just a list of what they are. But there are pictures right here that kind of correspond to what you're having and the game preparation and setup right there. When you open it up, you're going to get an inventory of kind of how things work. And then you're going into a turn here. Plenty of pictures, and there are some examples that come out of the pictures that you can see and kind of what you can do and the actions that you can take during the game and how it was. And then you game end in the winner, this little spot right here. The rest of these are just possible actions that you can take. The rule book actually works fairly well. I found this game a little hard to wrap my mind around. I don't know why. It's kind of an open-ended, sandboxy feel to it. But, you know, you can kind of put this out. I wish that the actions were all on the same page. You're not always flipping it over. But I think they were trying to condense how many pages they were taking up. The first thing you're going to have here is your inventory sheet. And everybody's going to get one of these for their character. Up here, you're going to have the backpack where you can store stuff, and there's going to be limits to it. Then you're going to have a cart that you can purchase in your gear where it's going to go. And this is where you'll keep your gold bag.
game ends and it's printed right here when you get 10 or more nuggets. So this is where you're going to be putting your little goodies as you get them throughout the game. So when you get things, you just kind of put them in there, and these little chits will fit in there depending on what you get, and then your goal will be down here, and this will be kind of your inventory that you'll be tracking throughout the game. When the game starts, you'll be set up like this. You'll have 2 wares, which are your whiskey, 3 tools, a timber, and a food, and this will be the setup for each of the players. When the game starts, you're going to have your people that you'll be playing as here on the starting space. So at the beginning of your turn, you're going to be able to move. And let's say your board is set up something like this. You will move through the intersections of the tiles. And if there's nothing here at the intersection, let's say it was set up like this, and you moved here, then you will place tiles. Say a river tile there, a land tile here, and one here. And you would fill in all of the landscape. So now it's all set there. And you would do the same thing if you moved here. You would have to get a river tile. And let's say you get a river tile that doesn't fit. You would just draw another one. In this case, the river would go in that direction. You would fill in a spot like this. And now that complete intersection is filled up. And that's the first thing you would do when you move. If you go through all 32 land tiles, then you would put the ice tile out. And that would kind of end to trigger the end game. This tells you how many tiles that you would put. So in this case, you would put 4 of the gray ones. And this one, you put 3 of the green ones, a fish tile, 1 of the green ones, and a fish tile. And those would become available. So if this place came out, I'm putting 3 of these randomly here. And those tiles will now be there for the players to gain. On a turn, I can do one of possible action. First one is I can give up a food. And I can go gold mining and take the top one and put this on my player's sheet. If I'm here next to a place with a question mark, those are events, I can spend any 2 raw materials and take this event, and then this would tell me what I would get. These would be wares that I would add to my wares section of my board. If I'm on a place here with a fish, I could use my fishing rod, and I could gain additional fish that can be traded in later at the fishing grounds. If I'm next to a forest, I can cut down trees, and I can gain more lumber. If I'm at a sawmill or an axe and I'm by a forest, I can cut it down and gain more trees. I can also build things. So if I have a fish trap or a sawmill, I can build those by forest or by the rivers, which will help me gain items as the game progresses. If I want to gain access to a river, I can build with timber, I can build a canal, or I can build a mine on any of these sections right here. Building a mine does require 1 tool, 1 food, and 1 timber. If I find a place like this, I can trade wares in here at this trading post that would allow me to get more goodies as the game progresses. Each goodie is going to have a different cost. So you would have this little player aid that would show you the cost and what you're able to buy. So to get another tool, which helps me with raw materials for sawmills, fish, trap, and mine, the cost would be associated with that. So I wanted to pick up a horse, which gives me 2 extra movement, costs me 2 gold and a timber. If I want a fishing rod, which gives me 1 more food when I fish, costs 2 gold. So just look at this nifty chart. And this is how you can buy things to help you progress in the game and basically give you powers, if you will. On the other side, you can see the marker cost, name and the value of what you're getting, and the building cost to build anything. So if I want to build a canal to get more river gold, I would need to give up a timber. If I wanted to build a fish trap, which gave me 1 more food, I would need to spend a tool. So upgrading and being able to have these abilities and what you purchase will make you be able to accomplish things on the board quicker. This is what you're going to be seeking out as the game in order to win. The winner of the game is whoever has the most gold nuggets at the end. 10 gold nuggets triggers the end of the game, and you need to get to the trading post by the waterfall, which will be one of these tiles that will come out, and that will be the winner of the game. So in a nutshell, what you're going to be doing is exploring this area. You're going to be putting out more tiles, interacting with the land by giving up goods and trading them in for different items you're going to want that are going to allow you to score and travel more to get those gold tokens. It's all about these gold tokens and having the most of these at the end of the game. The end of the game is going to be triggered when all the tiles come out and then the ice starts forming.
Who should buy this game? I would say look at the theme. Understand that there's going to be a little bit of luck in the prospecting, that you can totally get screwed over. It's going to be a cutthroat game, and then try it. Because I am somebody who likes all those pieces, and this was a bundle that I should have enjoyed quite a bit and didn't. And I do need to warn about that this was a game I didn't enjoy as much as I hoped that I would and thought that I would. So for that regard, it's going to be a purge. And I'm going to put this, like, there's a lot here to like, but it's strictly going to be on the try before you buy list.
Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.